Hey loves, yes, how y'all doing? Welcome back to Nubians in the City. So today is going to be a story time. Yes, I have a story time on my spirit and I decided to share it with you guys. And this is the story of the time that I almost fought my roommate. Yes, almost fought her. So where do I begin? From the beginning, of course. So I met this young lady my first year in college. I lived in an on-campus apartment dorm style thing, whatever. It was like an apartment, but it was a part of the campus that I went to. And my resident assistant lived in the apartment with me, and we became really cool, like really quick. We would do everything together. We would go to church together. We would go shopping together. We would go to the club. We'd go partying together. She would actually do my hair. You don't like everybody in your head, and then you got to pay for it. But she would do my hair for free, and it always came out nice. And it was a pretty good friendship. But just like most friendships, you see things within someone over time. You're just like, I don't know if I like that quality, or I don't know if I want to. I don't understand why you do certain things, and then you just trump it up too. Well, that's just how that person is, or they don't mean any harm because you have a friendship or a relationship with that person. So you just kind of scoot it to the back. But I remember in the beginnings of our friendship where she would always tell me about stories when she had falling outs with friends or family. And, I would try to take it up perspective of, well, they were in the wrong and she was in the right because she was my friend. But as you all can see, as I continue with the story, you can see how she can have all those falling outs with those people. So moving on, my sophomore year in college, I decided to become a resident assistant instead of just living in a dorm. So basically, I lived in a dorm, but I was getting paid to live there, and I also got free housing. And this old friend kind of inspired me to do that as well. We're gonna call. I need to give her a name. We're gonna call her Trina. Trina's gonna be her name. So Trina and I, my junior year of college, her senior year of college, we decided, you know what, we're both over the resident housing life. We both want to go and move into our own places. So we decided to move in with each other. And then, everything was gravy in the beginning. Like I said, it was pretty much how it was when we first lived together my freshman year of college. We would share things. We would always go places together. And then, those things that I didn't like, those things where I would put to the back burner because we had a friendship started to resurface again. And I would just see things in her that just wasn't clicking with my spirit. To the point where one day I asked her if I could borrow her scarf. And she said, sure. And so I get her scarf and I'm wearing it or whatever. And I guess a couple of days go by and I guess, not to unbeknownst to me, she's upset that I still have her scarf. So I walk into the apartment one day and she's there with a friend of hers and she was like, so when you gonna give me my scarf back? Like real, like out of nowhere, belligerent, loud, no, hey, how you doing? And it took me off guard. So I'm just like, I mean, if you want something that's yours back, or if you can just tell me that you want it back, but all of this came out of nowhere. And a lot of it, I felt like she was just trying to shine in front of this friend who I did not know. I don't even think I had ever met her before. But she was just popping off at me. And I'm just like, okay, well, if you want your scarf back, then give me my so-and-so and so-and-so back. She had borrowed something of mine, but I wasn't stressing it because we live in the same house together. If I want it, I'll just ask for it. But we basically went tit for tat. And then one day she texts me. She was like, you're being really immature and blasey blay and just going off the handle. And I'm just like, you know what? The way that you handled the situation in the beginning was just outright ridiculous. And so I don't really want to have a conversation with you right now. And then that's when the shit hit the fan. Like that is when it kind of exploded. Because at this point, I still have her scarf. Because I'm like, you know what? If you're going to be to me, you're going to have to give me my stuff back in order for me to give you your stuff back, basically. And so one day, she had my shirt, whatever, that was mine, and she had it hanging on her door. And I come upstairs, she was like, she knocks on my door and she's like, here's your shirt. So I was like, okay. So I go to wherever her scarf is in my room. As I'm going to reach for the scarf, she comes into my room behind me, snatches the scarf off my desk, and goes out of my room. Now, it took all of my might and ability not to backhand this girl. And the only reason why I didn't is because, you know what? She didn't touch me. And I really don't feel like cops being called today because I had to put hands on somebody. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna let it ride by. Cause you know what? For me, she violated my space and she did it very aggressively. But I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna let it ride. So when she's walking out of the room, it's like, you're dumb as fuck. That's basically what I said. You're stupid. And she said whatever she said, and I slammed the door in her face because that could have went one or two ways. Either she was gonna go somewhere or I was gonna go somewhere, and either way, I wasn't going nowhere. So I was like, you know what? Sometimes you have to pick and choose your battles, and that day I decided not to slap somebody. Okay. So several days go by, and I guess I had a wine glass of hers, and I'm going to my room. She's like, I really don't want to talk to you right now, but you have my wine glass, and I need to get it, blah. I was like, girl, all right. And so I gave her her funky ass wine glass, whatever the case may be. But the bad part about it is we still had to live together. Like, even though she was graduating, that following quarter, I guess she decided to move out. So we lived together for maybe like 2 or 3 months after that, and then she like packed up all her stuff and she moved out. And in the time span of her living there and then moving out, we never said a word to each other. Like, never, ever, ever spoke to each other. And as I look back on the things that I didn't like about her, and it's like, this was all fruition. Like, I saw this stuff in the beginning, like with her falling out with her friends, with her, even the way that she spoke to her mom, y'all. This is a black girl. This wasn't, y'all know how black people are. You can't just be running off the mouth to your mama and she just be yelling at her mama. Mom, stop asking me so many questions. Mom, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, what in the world? So she can talk to her family like that, her mom at that, like that, then who am I? You know what I mean? And then having someone who always got into it with people, like even when my freshman year in college, even when she was my resident assistant, she got into it with our roommate. And I'm just looking back at it like, she was in the wrong for that. Like, every situation, she's the common denominator. And I'm just like, at some point, you have to kind of recognize who's the problem. And if a damn sure wasn't me. Because for the most part, I pretty much get along with most people. And if I don't, then I just don't. I don't like surround myself with you. So it's not really an issue because I don't surround myself with you. But I know within my spirit that our spirits just don't mesh. I'm a good indicator of spirits. Anyway, but as looking back at that, I was just like, you know what? I saw this coming, but never addressed it. Never was like, you know what? Sometimes you can have a really funky attitude, or sometimes you can really be in the wrong about this. And I kind of just brushed it off because you kind of say, well, that's how that person is, and that's how you keep it. But it literally, we were friends one day, and then the next day we weren't. And so it kind of just made me feel like, well, were we ever friends, or whatever the case may be? And maybe we weren't, maybe we were, but I had to remember that everyone has their seasons. Some seasons are long and some seasons are short. And it so happens to be that our season was short. And so I don't have any ill will towards Trina. But we've all it's what, maybe 3.5 years later. I was in college. I'm pretty sure she's matured, hopefully. Since then, and yeah, but I'm just happy that I didn't have to put hands on this girl. And y'all thinking like, well, y'all didn't like really like tussle. That's why we almost got into a fight. But I'm just happy that I chose the other route because God knows what would have happened. Because that's how angry I was. If you had somebody infiltrate your space, somebody that you're not even effing with to begin with, and then they come into your space trying to start some mess, and just like, no. But yeah, that was my almost fought my roommate story. Hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you all take something from it. And I'll see y'all next time.